Yo, what's the deal, my people? It's your girl, Lady B More, once again, and I'm on here with another part, a follow-up to the video I did last, which is My People Part 3. Now, I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to talk about this time. When I say thinking a lot, I don't mean like I have anything specifically written down for me to talk about or topics for me to address, anything like that. What I mean by saying that is that I'm thinking I want to kind of be like a teacher, but at the same time, I don't want to bore my audience. My audience, which are the people who are watching me now. If you hear me talking, then you're obviously watching me, so that makes you my audience. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't want to bore my audience, so I don't just want to come on here and just talk all the time like I've been doing. Not to say that I do bore people or whatever, but you know, I kind of think that's the problem with the education system today, is that some of the teachers don't have teaching skills. They get up there and tell what they learn with no kind of poise, with no kind of nothing, no kind of emotion, and children don't follow because their mind goes elsewhere. They can't pay attention. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start having different segments to where I read things like poetry, maybe even some hip-hop, but it's going to be like positive stuff. And so the first, actually the first poem that I have today was given to me by a person that goes by the name of Deep Soul or Master Nappy Beard. I only told him that I was going to use Deep Soul because I told him that my audience ranged from ages around like 12, which is like around junior high school, middle school ages, till adults, because I'm pretty sure plenty of adults watch this. So I wasn't going to tell y'all Master Nappy Beard, but why not? And his poem has really just been going on a lot of stuff that I've been talking about anyways, and it's called Manslaughter in the First Degree. So yeah, this is a poem by Deep Soul, aka Mr. Nappy Beard, and it's called Manslaughter in the First Degree. Here it goes. Social, mental, legal, emotional drug pushers of the mind. Let's take a look at the evidence to see what we'll find. We have the strong black woman and the weakened black man. That's half the true work of Mother Nature. Is it a human plan? We have Muslims and Christians. Which is the true religion? They don't embrace each other because they have different visions. Dark skin versus light skin. How long will it last? Shades of people fighting, born from the same caste. Undercover house Negroes. Please raise your hands in the air. Now you proud Uncle Toms. Wave them like you just don't care. Exhibit number 1. The news media. Promoting ignorance and self-hate. Rap City and BET. Your kids try to emulate. Ugly versus beautiful is pretty clear-cut in our world. Boys beginning to look even prettier than the most beautiful girls. Gangsters are good and nerds are bad. Both backwards and wrong. The only thing that's wrong is that it's been that way too long. Bloods versus Crips, when you're all the same blood. Young men pitted against each other. That's true, good bud. Snoop Dogg, MTV Cribs, foolish standards of success. Oh, pimp my ride and give me a cell phone. Now stick out your chest. You're proud of your baby in the army. I'm proud of him too. But how can his brother sit in a cell and an army of one is true? NY versus LA, East Coast versus West. The young versus the old. Willie Lynch syndrome at its best. I want y'all to hear it again. Willie Lynch syndrome at its best. If y'all don't know about the Willie Lynch syndrome, I need to hit that up. But yeah, back to the poem. Fashion, fashion, fashion. Bling, bling, bling. Hummers and gold. Like a dog chasing a bone on a string. Dying, unfulfilled and old. More of you in the state pen when you should be in Penn State. The evidence has shown people like you, the world fears to educate. Your leaders are athletes, entertainers, politicians, and preachers. Manslaughter only ends with more knowledge. Elevate your teachers. The most demeaning word in history, now used as a term of affection, sending a bad message around the globe in all directions. Exhibit number 2 shows cigarette and liquor ads. On every city street, the prosecution and defense are bedfellows, making legal love when they meet. The business of the criminal injustice systems to make money and control you. To conquer any people, you must take out the young men. For the record, it's true. There's a war on drugs not being won. On drugs you're not bringing in. The evidence shows most convicted drug dealers have faces like you, my friend. And united we stand, America. Let's all join hands today. Do it now, 'cause come Sunday, in your segregated churches you'll pray. Sisters versus brothers, and dumb versus smart. I sentence you to understand what's tearing you apart. I found this country guilty of manslaughter in the first degree. The victims must uplift themselves. No one else will set you free. And again, that's called manslaughter in the first degree, and it's by a man by the name of, he actually goes to my university, but he's now enlisted in the Army, so he's wherever they have sent him to. And again, his name is Master Nappy Beard, or Deep Soul. And another poem that I was going to read is actually from myself. I actually came to college right after I graduated high school, which I graduated high school 2005, May 2005, and I entered college at a predominantly white university for like the third time in fall 2005. So yeah, I wrote this in around fall 2005. It's called I'm Here. When I was younger, I never thought of going to college. My mom was my professor. The streets had my knowledge. I wanted to be home, stay in JC to live my life. Then things went bad. They cut through my soul like a knife. My eyes open. Being home, I couldn't thrive. All my friends were having kids, and in that pool, I couldn't dive. Wrong decisions affecting your life go. My mother was a high school dropout with 3 kids. I didn't want to fit in that hole. So I got in where I fit in. Finished high school strong. Whoever said the apple didn't fall far from the tree was definitely wrong. And yeah, that was by me. I go by the name of Lady B Moore. Y'all know me on here. It's Chocolate Ma. I mean, y'all can refer to me whatever y'all would have referred to me, as long as it's nothing negative. But yeah, I actually wrote that, like I said, my freshman year coming into college, and I was actually inspired to write poetry by my mother, the person that I mentioned. Like I said, my mother was a high school dropout with 3 kids, but she never hid nothing from me. And that's why I think that I'm where I am right now, because I saw her struggle. You know, she dropped out. She had to raise 3 kids on her own. She had me when she was 17. So I just had to really see her struggles, and I really didn't want to put myself or my children in that situation. So I chose a better future for myself. I chose to stick with high school, unlike her, and go to college, unlike her. I'm a first-generation student, which means I'm one of the first people to go to college from my family. And I just think that's really sad. Like, in America now, we're starting to have, they kind of make us have equal rights, which is a good thing. But, like I said, so many of our children are not going to college. And, like, I'm getting on here speaking. I'm doing a lot of speaking at my college. But I have to say, I don't think it really starts at college. It shouldn't take that long for us to open our eyes and realize that stuff is wrong. It should start at home. It should start with the parents. It should start with the family. Children need to be taught that, you know, like it says, gangsters are looked at as cool, nerds are looked at as being bad. It shouldn't be that way. Gangsters are not cool. Like I said, my mother struggled to raise 3 children on her own. She had me at 17. My father was around, but they weren't married, and he wasn't in the household. So, you know, it's kind of, they struggle. Young mothers struggle. They may seem strong, and they may look strong by raising children singly, but it is a struggle. And I really feel bad for children who are raised without their father, and males who are raised without a father figure, because they no longer know what guidelines to go upon. They no longer know that because their father wasn't there, that they should be there for their children. They act like it's okay because they understand that single black mothers are strong enough to raise their children, but that's not the point. Fathers should be there to raise their children. And, I mean, that's what I really think it starts at home. It needs to start at home. We don't need to wait this way. We don't need to wait till I'm my age, so I'm 20, 19, 20, till we're college age. We need to wait. I mean, we need to start it earlier when children are being raised. We need to change how these children are raised. Show them that, you know, just picking up a basketball and picking up a football and knowing every word to every song on BET is not the answer. I know a lot of people who are good basketball players, good thinkers, good football players, but they're still struggling. I mean, we gotta eat. And that's another problem I think we as people have, is that we don't focus on the future. We focus on how we're going to live from day to day, how we're going to eat from day to day. And when I came on here and said that, you know, when you're selling drugs, that you can't do that for the rest of your life, maybe I shouldn't have came on that hard, because I really just realized that I think we as a people try to live from day to day. We don't even focus on our future. So when I say I'm building a career for myself, some of you other people can't say that, because you're focusing on living for today. You're focusing on having your job at McDonald's, or your job at the local bookstore, or your job at wherever you work at. You're focusing on paying your way and eating for today and for tomorrow. You're not focusing on 2 years from now. You're not focusing on a decade from now. You're not focusing on that. You're focusing on living from day to day. And it's really sad that our people don't look to the future. We should look to the future. Like, I heard some of these statistics that said that young black males, they die at a younger age than young white males. And that's really why I think that, we don't focus on the future. Because, like, coming up in an environment that most blacks come up in, I can't say most blacks, but the environment that I came up in, it's like I see drugs, violence, all this gangster stuff from, a real perspective. I'm not just seeing it from the outside and speaking on it. I was actually on the inside of this, and living gangster is not cool at all. It's again why I came to college, to be somebody so I can get my children out of that type of environment. I don't want to let it be a continuing thing, a continual process to where my children have to be in the ghetto and their children have to be in the ghetto, which will be my grandchildren. I don't want my grandchildren or my children to have to be in the ghetto. So that's why I'm trying to take myself out of the ghetto to put myself in a better position to where I can raise my children, you know what I'm saying, to be great just as I'm going to be great. To be great just as we can be great. We as a people can be great. It just has to start at the home. Your parents have to tell you that. Your parents don't need to always push a basketball or push a football or think it's so cute when their child knows every lyric to every Jules Santana or Lil Wayne or T.I. song. No. That's the difference between black and white families at times. While we're pushing our children to become great basketball players and great football players, they're putting books. They're putting books in their children's hands. They're books for their children, to go to college to learn from. That's what and like I said, I really think it's got to start in the home with the parents. We're going to start having to raise our children to do better, not to just think that they're going to be basketball players, because everybody doesn't make it to the NBA. Not to just think they're going to be great football players. Everybody can't make it to the NFL. Not to think they're going to be the greatest singer. Everybody can't make it to American Idol. Everybody can't get a record deal. Everybody can't be discovered. So we need to start kind of having a fallback. We need to have some kind of background to where our children could, some type of foundation. And the foundation starts within the family, not in the schools. We need to have some prior teaching before children even get school age. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm kind of going on a little bit, but I hope that y'all can follow me. The basis of this whole little argument is to say that we need to start it in the families. We need to get mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles and grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, whoever is raising the children to, start teaching them at an early age that everybody can't be great. Everybody can't be found by the NBA players. And like I said, I know plenty of great people still struggling to survive. We gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't be great. And that's what I really just think we need to focus on. And, some other things. No, I'm gonna tell you about the classes I'm taking right now. Okay, I originally had 19 hours, but I couldn't fit 19 hours into my work schedule because yes, I go to school and I work. But yeah, I couldn't fit enough. I didn't have the minimum requirement hours to even make a schedule. That's what I'm trying to say. So I had to drop a class and make it down to where I have 16 hours now. And the classes I'm taking now are my last level of Spanish. I'm so happy. My last level of Spanish, I'm taking psychology, which is behavior and experience, psych. I'm taking philosophy of feminism. I'm taking chemistry 130, which is like my last level of general chemistry. Then I'm going to have to go into like molecular chemistry and organic chemistry and stuff like that. But I'm just a sophomore, so I'm focusing on what I got to do right now. But so I'm taking psych, I'm taking philosophy of feminism, I'm taking Spanish, I'm taking, that's 3 classes. I'm taking 5 classes all together. I might have, I'm taking cultural anthropology. That's another class that I really want to focus on too. Cultural anthropology, which is like the study of different cultures and stuff. You know, like, I know what cultural anthropology is. It's a study of people, but the cultural part is a study of different cultures of the different people. Anywho, the reason why I be telling y'all what classes I'm taking is because when y'all figure out when y'all get to college that all the classes intertwine with each other, they're interrelated, they all relate to each other. It'll be like some things we'll talk about in psychology that we'll talk about later in philosophy, and some things that we talk about in philosophy, I probably already said this before, that we talk about in whatever other class I'm taking, cultural anthropology. All the classes interrelate in each other, and some of the stuff we're talking about now is similar to some of the stuff I addressed on here. And like I said, I'm rambling on, but hopefully I can get with me. And we really just talked about in our philosophy of feminism class, I brought up how I post videos on here, but I just really stuck I didn't really get into great detail on what I talk about to y'all. I just really said they were political issues. So yeah, and I talked about all the negative commenters I get on here, all the prejudice comments I get, all the racist comments I get, just all these things that I get, all these negative things I get, but still I press on. Still I'm being strong. I'm going to keep going and keep going and keep going. Kind of like the Energizer Bunny. But yeah, let me get back to where I'm talking about. Okay, in our philosophy of feminism class, we basically talked about that, you know, like, by me making y'all aware of stuff is going to help y'all in the long run. They said by being aware of the ranks or the distribution of power, changes can be made. You know, they're saying that in the past and even now, social reality can and has changed. So, you know, they're saying this society or this country, America, the United States, the melting pot, was built so the white man could prosper. So when we first got here, that's why slavery was a big factor. That's why black people were oppressed. That's why Indians were oppressed, because they stuck out. This was a country built, the foundation was built for the white man to prosper. That's why they came to this new country. That's why they tried to wipe everybody that was previously here out, because they wanted to prosper. You know what I'm saying? It's just really how other people are succeeding off of other people suffering. And that's just still how it is today. There's just so many things that are happening today that show that other people are benefiting off of other people suffering. So yeah, I just wanted to put that point in there, just throw that point in there. And also, another thing that somebody else brought up, this is a black female who's talking about how so many females, so many people, so many black people have been discriminated against. So notice I said females, not just black people, white females. You know, there used to be a thing where, to show, that's why feminists are real important, because they show that women are at a disadvantage. So yeah, she was just basically saying, she was a black female just like myself. She was in my class, my philosophy of feminism class, and she was talking about how she really just built up a tough skin for, you know, for stuff that's happening in our society. She said that she's been called so many racial slurs, so many things. She's been just, you know, she's been injustice, if that's the word. She's just showing like how so many things have been brought up against her because she is a black female. And she was saying how she really just built up a tough skin to kind of protect herself, to kind of have a defense against these type of people. And that's what I can really just say I've done. Like when I was younger, being called a nigger, or being saying that I couldn't do anything because I was a female, or a black female at that, just being put down because I was a black female, really just causing me to build up this tough skin and not really have hatred towards those people, which sometimes it shows as if I have hatred towards those people, but I can't really say that. I don't have hatred towards those people, but it just kind of makes me, like I said, get on the level. It kind of makes me want to get the strength that they have built up to come against me and kind of just come back against them. If y'all don't know what I'm saying, I'm trying to say, like, I built up that tough skin to kind of where, like, when they throw these derogatory stuff, when they throw the word nigger, or throw the word, oh, you're too feminine, you can't do this, when they throw those words at me, I can just eat them. That was kind of funny. I can just eat those words. You know, like, it's nothing to me anymore. When somebody calls me a nigger, when somebody calls me an ape, when somebody calls me a monkey, it's nothing to me anymore, when, opposed to back then, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, when I was in junior high, whatever, if somebody was to call me a nigger or tell me I couldn't do anything because I was a woman, those would have been terms for fighting. You know, like, those would have been things I would have lashed out for those people for. But now I had to learn that you can't always lash out. You have to take those things and turn them into something else, turn them into something positive. That's why I went from making the racism videos to now my people videos. And another thing, yeah, a good point she just really said that I done skipped all the way around is that you can change laws, but you can't change people's hearts. So yeah, you can make a law. Like back then they did have laws to say that schools had to be segregated, but that didn't stop the people from beating up on the black children who were trying to get in their schools. That didn't stop the people from still making to where the black people had to use the colored fountains and the white people got to use the good fountains. That didn't change any of that. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can change laws, but you can't change people's hearts. And that's what somebody else had gotten on here. They commented me and said, well, oh, you're really strong for what you're doing, but you can't change people's hearts. I'm not trying to change people's hearts. I'm just trying to make people aware that these problems, these issues are still a factor in our society. They're still a factor in modern day society. Racism is still an issue. Inequality is still an issue. And these are things we need to address ourselves as individuals, not even just creating all these laws. Because, like, going back to the thing, you can change the laws, but you can't change people's hearts. So that's just really a big issue. Y'all just need to kind of marinate on that and kind of think about it a little more. And, you know, she basically, again, said the government is not the answer to everything. We need to go back to the families and change the way the children are raised. And I'm going to just read some of the notes I took in class. The condition of your life is not stationary. You are dealt cards in life. Say you are dealt, say like you're about to play poker, tonk, whatever y'all know, goldfish. You're dealt the cards of life, and it is your decision, it is your choice, it is your right to shuffle and play your cards to win. So, you know what I'm saying, everybody's dealt the cards, let's just say everybody's dealt the cards randomly. I deal you 5 cards, I deal you 5 cards. It's our choice to formulate the cards and mix the cards to where we can win the game. And that's just like the game of life. It's our choice to mix and shuffle the cards to where we win in the game of life. Like I said, you can't make a law for respect. There are problems the government can't interfere with. The law can't codify all things that, the law can't come in, like, say you got a problem with something on a personal level. The law can't just come in and arrest the person that's doing something to you on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? The law can't codify all things. That's where morality sets in, which is a problem because a lot of people lack morality or morals or even lack respect. Like I said, it's got to start at home, my people. Like, when you see somebody who's been taught to hate black people, you can't always change their mind. But, I mean, we have to start working at it. You never give up for what you're striving for. So you have to strive to change these people's minds. You know, and another thing, like, I'm so lost right now. I just got off work again, and yeah, I'm so lost, but I just really want to come on here and speak to y'all some more. So, another thing we talked about in class is how media is one of the biggest industries in the world. And that's another big thing that's against us. Like, media it's killing our race. Not even just killing I shouldn't say it's killing our race, but it's killing our reputation. So we as a people need to know that there are going to be jerks in the world wherever you go. Whether you're white, black, man, woman, big, small, fat, skinny, ugly, pretty, rich, poor. There's going to be haters or jerks in the world no matter what you are. So, you know, we can't create laws to rid each individual jerk. Sometimes we have to just take matters into our own hands, and if possible, just ignore them. Like, now I got to the point where I'm starting to ignore people online who do send me racist comments. An example I have on that is a man by the name of B to the K all day. This is a white man. I guess he's from Brooklyn, BK. That's what he's trying to rep, I guess. He come on here trying to actually make a reply to one of my videos and call me a racist. He called me a racist because he said I'm adjusting these videos to my people, and if a white person ever came on here and adjust videos to his people, then he would be considered racist. I want everybody who agrees with this man to refer back to the starting videos, my intro videos. It's either My People, the intro, or My People Part 1, where I say I'm not just addressing people of color. When I say my people, I'm talking about people in general, people who are feeling me, people who are rocking with me. I've had numerous of white people send me messages saying, you know, I'm white, but I feel where you're coming from. You know, I think you're doing a positive thing trying to uplift the people. So I don't understand why these few white people who claim to not be racist are on here calling me racist and saying I'm racist for saying my people, when I initially stated my people weren't just people of color. They were people of, whether you're white, black, gray, freaking yellow, red, blue, whatever. So when I seen this video and this person, you know, when I seen this person trying to come at me and tell me that I'm racist and all that, you know, like, I just really laughed at him. I didn't accept it, because that's probably why I can't see it. I rejected it, because dude didn't even have nothing positive to say. He's coming on here, you know, telling me I'm all racist and telling me I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But, in all due respect, he created a video and was basically lashing out at me. So what makes him better? You know, when I commented on the video, I said, you calling me racist, but ain't that the pot? And I said, I wonder if you know what that means. And I'm pretty sure y'all heard y'all grandmother or y'all's mother say that. Ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? That just basically means, like, when somebody's talking about another person for doing something, and they turn right back around and do it, you know what I'm saying? They should have never initially even brought it up if they're going to do it themselves. So that's what I'm sending out to BK all day, Brooklyn, white dude, whatever you trying to call me racist. Man, I don't even see you. now that I've came from that racism stuff, I laugh at you clowns. You clowns are not on my level. I'm like 1,000 steps ahead, 1,000 steps above, 1,000 steps. I'm like superior to y'all inferior. Let's just say that. Y'all want to call the black race inferior. Well, I'm getting knowledge right now. I'm spitting my knowledge, sharing my knowledge with the future, with people that are even older than me. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm 1,000 steps ahead of you. You come on here creating all these different videos to say, put your little 2 cents in about what you have to say about my videos. I really don't care. I don't see you. Like, you're nothing to me. I'm blind in your retrospect. I don't see you at all. Like, I don't see you. You're nothing. So, like, yeah, to whoever commented on this video, to whoever saw his video, I don't care. I don't care what y'all have to say about me. I'm going to keep doing this. So other racists who are creating different screen names to try to give me 1-star ratings on my videos, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm still going to be here. When y'all sitting on y'all's computers, oh, like, that nigger girl, oh, she needs to stop doing these videos, or whatever y'all going to say about me, I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be doing this. I'm still going to be in college, taking my 16, 19, however many hours I want to take. I'm still going to be doing this. I'm still going to be doing the things I need to do. So, I just want to end on that, and I'm going to leave it open-ended again. Anything you have to say, just post it on the video. Write a comment, send me a note to my friends, send a bulletin, whatever you feel like doing. It's y'all's world, it's our world. Do whatever you feel like doing. And peace, love, respect, and power. Peace out.